GLM 5.3 is not a new 743 billion parameter base model. Z.ai says it took the same base behind GLM 5.2 and changed the post-training system. The result is a 7-point jump on Terminal Bench 2.1, a much larger gain on the harder Terminal Bench 3.0, and one unexpected problem. The model became strong enough at cybersecurity research that Z.ai delayed the open weight release for 2 weeks. This review separates the official claims, launch day third-party footage, access you can use today, and the parts nobody outside Z.ai has independently verified. The release is really a post-training story. Z.ai reports about twice as many training environments, 2.5 times better rollout efficiency, and twice as many validation tests. It also added more long-horizon coding tasks and reinforcement learning environments designed to expose failures that short benchmarks miss. Launch day footage from World of AI shows the model producing polished interactive interfaces, including a graphics-heavy landing page and a macOS-style desktop. That is useful visible evidence of output quality, but it is not a benchmark replication, and TechWealth did not run these generations. What the footage can prove is that GLM 5.3 is producing consequential, interactive results. What it cannot prove is reliability across your repository, toolchain, or production constraints. The official coding table is strong, but it does not say GLM 5.3 wins everything. On Terminal Bench 2.1, GLM 5.3 scores 88.2, up from 81.0 for GLM 5.2. GPT 5.6 Sol is slightly higher at 88.8, and Kimi K3 is at 88.3. On Terminal Bench 3.0, GLM 5.3 jumps from 4.6 to 28.3, but GPT 5.6 Sol and Claude Fable 5 remain higher at 34.6 and 33.7. On DeepSW, GLM 5.3 reaches 66.9, up from 46.2. Kimi K3 is 67.5, Fable 5 is 69.7, and GPT 5.6 Sol is 72.7. Z.ai's private code bench also shows higher accuracy as effort and output tokens increase. That supports the long horizon thesis, but it also means you should compare cost, latency, and rework, not just the final score. Every number here is Z.ai-reported. Cybersecurity is the surprising half of this launch. Z.ai reports 84.5 on CyberGym, up from 77.2 for GLM 5.2, and narrowly above the comparison bars for Mythos 5 and GPT 5.6 Sol. On Exploit Bench, GLM 5.3 more than doubles its predecessor, from 24.4 to 54.4, but Mythos 5 and GPT 5.6 Sol still score much higher. On Exploit Gym, GLM 5.3 completes 105 tasks under a tower budget and 130 under 6 hours, versus 29 and 39 for GLM 5.2. Mythos 5 remains far ahead at 181 and 247. Z.ai also says it scanned more than 900 repositories and 20 million lines of code, finding 2,436 vulnerabilities across 269 projects and making 53 responsible disclosures. Those are important defensive results, but they are still vendor results. The bigger signal is governance. Z.ai says the capability emerged unexpectedly, so it paused the wait release for more safety evaluation and hardening. What can you use today? GLM 5.3 is live for GLM coding plan users through Zcode and supported coding agents. Zcode currently shows promotional monthly prices of $12.60 for Lite, $56 for Pro, and $117.60 for Max, with different weekly credit limits. Z.ai also documents a point system, off-peak discounts, and a 5-day trial for new Zcode users. API documentation is published, but there is an important migration detail. Thinking is always enabled. The supported effort levels are low, high, and max, with max as the documented default. Requests that try to disable thinking can fail. The open waits are not live yet. A public Hugging Face search returned no GLM 5.3 model at extraction, and Z.ai says the weight release follows the 2-week safety window. My verdict is cautious, but positive. GLM-5.3 looks like a real coding agent upgrade, especially where a task needs planning, repeated tool use, and a long chain of corrections. The cybersecurity gain is not a side note. It is the reason this launch deserves more attention than another leaderboard recap. But do not call it the best model outright. Several peers still lead individual tests. The most dramatic results come from Z.ai's own evaluations, and public weights are not available today. The right evaluation is simple. Give it one repository bug, one multi-file feature, and one authorized defensive audit inside a sandbox. Run the same tasks with your current model. Track completion, human rework, elapsed time, token use, and tool failures. Start at low effort, then move to high or max only when the task earns the extra budget. If GLM 5.3 reduces rework across 20 real tasks, it belongs in your routing stack. If it only wins polished launch demos, it does not. Subscribe for the open weight follow-up when the release is actually public.